It is such an incredible privilege to hear someone's story and walk the journey as they move beyond the tragic divorce of their own family and build a healthy marriage. Now, I'm privileged to be kind of one to anchor this section because I want you to know that these people telling their story are going to help you as viewers and you as listeners here right in the audience. Now, Tom, your story. We know that your parents got divorced sometime in the 20s, but you saw this carnage for some time. How did it start to tear you apart?
You know, it's so interesting, Dave, because it develops a basic paradox. By nature, I am a trusting person. I played mostly team sports, you know, football,
sure.
Baseball.
You got to play your job, I play mine, we work together.
I was always involved. I love team sports. I love the interactivity and all that, the relationship. But it's interesting because that becomes the very thing that's impacted in me. I wanted more than anything else to love, trust my dad, to depend on him, look up to him. I mean, in my life, there was no one larger than life other than my dad. And the day that I was 13 years old, when I first heard about him having an affair, it's as if something was broken inside of me.
He had been your hero.
He was my hero until that moment. And it's so sad to me because it was like life ended at that point. You know, I can look back on it, it's like a defining moment in my life.
Yes.
I've never looked at my father the same way since.
And yet he had more issues along this line.
Oh, yes.
It just kept reinforcing
And every time I would kind of, you know, begin to believe in him again, believe mom and dad are going to be okay, we'd find out about one more affair or whatever. And by the time they actually ended up divorced when I was 24, 25 years old, I think my trust or my ability to trust was completely broken. And I became skeptical about virtually everything.
Right.
And that's part of the problem, because the more we internalize a wound like that, the more we internalize a fear, the more we generalize it then. You know, once we begin to believe it's true about us, then it will be true in every context. And so certainly with Bev, trust was a big issue for me.
And it wouldn't have mattered whether you married Bev or somebody else. You'd have those same inability to trust.
But again, the paradox, because I ended up dating girls that were not kind of trustworthy at times. And it just reinforces all that. So when I met Bev, and especially as I began to feel like she really was the one, boy, that trust issue really came to bear.
I was on campus for 4 years. I'm from the South. I was in Los Angeles going to school. So people knew who I was because I talked differently. So I knew everybody. It was a small campus. So he comes into campus. Who is he? Well, how do you know him? What's going on with him? And I said, boy, are you jealous? And so that really created some tension for us.
Okay, let's get out of your marriage right now. And let's get back to your situation. Your parents divorced at a young age, 6, right? You were? Okay, now, what happened to you?
Oh, I tell you, I had every fear in the book. The fear of abandonment, the fear of doom. Anytime he
They're going to leave me, something's going to happen?
Oh, something's going to happen. He would say something, you know, just like, you know, why don't you do this, or suggesting something different that I do. I would be devastated or crushed. I was sure the relationship was going to disintegrate. And I carried so much fear with me about the end of the relationship, about my ability to do relationship in a healthy way. It was painful for me.
Okay, is it common for everybody to have those amount of fears, or was it because of the, I mean, was it more because of the abusive and the hostile situation?
Well, I can say that the abuse and the hostile situation caused a lot of fear. And people have said, see, it wasn't the divorce, it was the abuse and the hostile situation. I think there are certain fears that were indigenous to that separation and divorce. I really believe that.
Right. Because it anchored you with the insecurity that caused even greater fears.
It sure did.
Okay, now let's go, Christy. You got a story too. Okay, 3 different divorces you had to work through.
Definitely.
Okay, what did it cause in you?
Well, I would say probably the largest way it affected me was the fact I became so insecure. I mean, I just felt like I was the most unlovable, unwanted, unworthy. And so to try to think I could get someone's love, I performed.
Okay,
and
but hold on.
became
Now,
an overachiever.
you had, you know, dad 1 lead, dad 2, et cetera, et cetera. So you're unlovable. That's what's going on?
Oh, absolutely. Because things that you think just that normal mom and dad will do for you, when they don't happen, then you think, well, it's got to be because I'm not even worth it happening.
And there were years, too, that your mom was a single mom for a while, and she had to work a lot and couldn't give you as much time?
Oh, no. So and that led me to be very independent.
Yes.
Because I had to take care of myself. I had to take care of my younger brother. And because of the chaos, I wanted to be in control.
Oh, really?
You've never seen that side of me. You're learning all kinds of things.
Yeah. But that insecurity, how did it roll out of your marriage?
Oh my goodness. At first, it really rolled out before we got married. When we started dating, we broke up several times in the relationship because of the trust, like you said, Tom. And then, but I took a couple years there and really faced my whys of where the hurt was coming from.
And wisely, when you do that, you can make it work. Now, you've been listening, whether it's in the audience here or actually in viewing on TV. I want you to know, whether it's trust, fear, insecurity, and we're hitting some of those touch points that really make a difference in your life and marriage, and you see that you haven't dealt with them, listen, we want to help you. Stay with us for the next segment. It's all about helping you get through those things so you can have a quality marriage. We want you to have a healthy marriage. Stay with us.